Imagine standing at the bottom of a steep mountain, looking up at a journey that would normally take over an hour of exhausting climbing. Now imagine simply stepping onto an escalator and letting it carry you nearly 3,000 feet through the mountains while you enjoy breathtaking views of rivers, cliffs, and an entire city spread beneath your feet. It sounds like something from a futuristic science fiction movie, but it is completely real. Deep in the mountainous region of Chongqing, China, engineers have built what is now considered the world's longest outdoor escalator system, the Wushan Goddess Escalator. Stretching an astonishing 905 meters, or nearly 3,000 feet, this engineering marvel rises approximately 243 meters, the equivalent height of an 80-story skyscraper. What makes this project even more fascinating is that it wasn't built simply to break a world record. It was created to solve a very real problem faced by thousands of residents living in one of the most challenging landscapes on Earth. The city of Wushan sits among dramatic mountains and deep river valleys near the famous Three Gorges region of the Yangtze River. For generations, residents had to navigate steep roads, endless staircases, and exhausting uphill walks just to reach schools, workplaces, shops, and tourist attractions. While many cities build roads or tunnels to improve transportation, Wushan decided to do something completely different. Instead of forcing the mountain to adapt to human needs, engineers designed a transportation system that works with the mountain itself. The result is a massive network of escalators, elevators, moving walkways, and bridges that seamlessly carry people from the base of the mountain to its upper reaches. Today, tourists from around the world travel to Wushan just to experience what many are calling one of the most unusual transportation systems ever constructed. But before we explore how this incredible machine works, we first need to understand why Chongqing, often called the world's most futuristic mountain city, is the perfect place for such an extraordinary project. To understand the Wushan Goddess Escalator, we must first visit Chongqing itself. Located in southwestern China, Chongqing is unlike almost any other major city on the planet. Home to tens of millions of people, it is famous for its dramatic terrain, where skyscrapers rise directly from steep mountainsides and roads twist through valleys hundreds of feet above rivers. Visitors often describe Chongqing as a real-life cyberpunk city because its layers of highways, railways, bridges, tunnels, and towering buildings create a futuristic landscape unlike anything found elsewhere. In many neighborhoods, a building's first floor might actually be located several stories above the street below due to the city's extreme changes in elevation. Public transportation in Chongqing has always required creative engineering solutions. The city is already famous for train lines that pass directly through apartment buildings and for enormous escalators that help residents move between different elevations. But even by Chongqing standards, Wushan presented a unique challenge. Located within the Three Gorges region, Wushan is surrounded by rugged mountains that create stunning scenery but make transportation difficult. The town's growth over recent decades brought more residents, more tourists, and greater demand for efficient mobility. Traditional roads could only do so much. Expanding road networks in mountainous terrain is expensive, environmentally disruptive, and often impractical. Engineers needed a solution that could move large numbers of people safely while preserving the natural beauty that attracts visitors to the region. Their answer was bold: create a vertical transportation network unlike anything the world had ever seen. Rather than carving massive new roads into the mountainside, they envisioned a system that would allow people to ascend the mountain with minimal effort while enjoying spectacular panoramic views. This vision would eventually become the Wushan Goddess Escalator, a project so ambitious that many experts initially wondered whether it could actually be built. Yet after years of planning, engineering, and construction, that vision became reality, transforming both daily life for residents and the tourism industry for the entire region. One of the most surprising facts about the Wushan Goddess Escalator is that it isn't actually one giant escalator. When people hear the phrase, "world's longest escalator," they often imagine a single endless moving staircase stretching from bottom to top. In reality, the system is far more complex and impressive. The project consists of 21 separate escalators, connected by 8 elevators, multiple moving walkways, pedestrian bridges, and transfer platforms. Together, these components create a continuous transportation route that follows the mountain's natural contours. Riders move from one section to another as they ascend, creating a journey that feels more like traveling through a futuristic transit system than riding a traditional escalator. The entire trip takes approximately 20 to 21 minutes from start to finish. During that time, passengers travel nearly a kilometer while climbing the equivalent of an 80-story building. Designing such a system required careful consideration of both engineering and human comfort. A single escalator covering the entire distance would have been impractical and potentially unsafe. Instead, dividing the route into multiple sections allowed engineers to adapt to changing terrain while providing opportunities for maintenance, emergency access, and passenger transfers. The result is a transportation experience unlike any other in the world. As riders move upward, they transition through different environments, viewpoints, and architectural structures. Glass enclosures protect certain sections from weather while preserving visibility. Elevated walkways connect various parts of the route. Observation points offer breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains and river valleys. Rather than simply serving as transportation, the escalator itself becomes part of the tourist experience. Every segment reveals new perspectives of the landscape, turning what could have been a routine commute into a memorable journey. This combination of practical utility and tourism appeal is one reason the project has attracted so much international attention since its opening. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the Wushan Goddess Escalator is how it was built. Constructing any major infrastructure project in mountainous terrain is difficult. Building a nearly kilometer-long transportation system that climbs hundreds of feet while blending into a rugged natural environment is an entirely different challenge. Engineers had to contend with steep slopes, unstable geological conditions, dense urban development, and environmental concerns. The Three Gorges region is known for its complex geology, including limestone formations, underground water systems, and terrain shaped by millions of years of erosion. Before construction could begin, extensive geological surveys were conducted to identify potential risks and determine the safest route. Rather than forcing a straight line through the mountain, designers created a path that follows the natural contours of the landscape. This approach reduced excavation requirements and minimized environmental impact while allowing the system to integrate more naturally into its surroundings. Specialized foundations and support structures were required to secure escalators and elevators on steep slopes. Weather also presented significant challenges. The region experiences heavy rainfall, humidity, and occasional extreme weather conditions. Every component had to be designed for long-term durability and reliability. Protective enclosures, drainage systems, corrosion-resistant materials, and advanced monitoring technologies were incorporated throughout the project. Safety was another critical consideration. Emergency exits, backup power systems, surveillance networks, and maintenance access points were integrated into the design to ensure safe operation under a wide range of conditions. The result is not only one of the longest escalator systems ever built, but also one of the most sophisticated. It represents a remarkable fusion of civil engineering, transportation planning, environmental design, and architectural innovation. What visitors see as a smooth and effortless ride is actually the result of years of complex problem-solving by teams of engineers, architects, and construction specialists working together to overcome extraordinary challenges. For tourists, however, the engineering is only part of the story. What truly makes the Wushan Goddess Escalator special is the experience itself. As passengers ascend through the mountainside, they are treated to views that would normally require a strenuous hike to enjoy. The route overlooks sections of the Yangtze River, dramatic cliffs, lush green mountains, and the urban landscape of Wushan below. During daylight hours, the scenery is spectacular. Layers of mountains stretch toward the horizon, while river valleys carve through the landscape like giant natural highways. At sunset, the entire region glows with warm colors as sunlight reflects off water and rock formations. At night, the experience becomes even more magical. The escalator's lighting system transforms the mountainside into a glowing ribbon of light visible from great distances. Many visitors describe the nighttime journey as feeling futuristic, almost as though they are traveling through a science fiction city, suspended between nature and technology. The escalator has quickly become one of the region's most photographed attractions. Social media videos showcasing the lengthy ride and dramatic views have attracted millions of views worldwide. For many travelers, riding the escalator is now just as important as visiting the scenic attractions located at the top. This dual role as both transportation infrastructure and tourist destination has generated significant economic benefits for Wushan. Increased tourism brings revenue to local businesses, hotels, restaurants, and attractions, helping support economic development throughout the region. In many ways, the escalator demonstrates how infrastructure can serve multiple purposes simultaneously. It improves quality of life for residents, enhances accessibility for visitors, supports economic growth, and creates a globally recognized landmark. Few transportation projects achieve such a wide range of benefits, which is one reason the Wushan Goddess Escalator is being studied by urban planners and engineers around the world. As cities continue to grow and populations increase, the challenges faced by Wushan are becoming more common worldwide. Urban areas located in mountainous regions often struggle with transportation, accessibility, and environmental sustainability. Traditional solutions such as highways and tunnels can be expensive, disruptive, and environmentally damaging. The success of the Wushan Goddess Escalator raises an intriguing question. Could similar systems become part of the future of urban transportation? While few locations would require an escalator as large as Wushan's, the project demonstrates the potential of vertical mobility infrastructure. Escalators, elevators, moving walkways, and integrated transit networks can provide efficient alternatives to road expansion in challenging terrain. They can reduce vehicle traffic, lower emissions, improve accessibility, and enhance quality of life. In a world increasingly focused on sustainable urban development, these advantages are becoming more important. The Wushan project also highlights the growing trend of combining infrastructure with tourism and public spaces. Rather than treating transportation systems as purely functional, modern designers are finding ways to make them visually appealing, culturally significant, and economically valuable. The escalator's popularity shows that people are willing to travel great distances to experience innovative engineering when it is combined with spectacular scenery and thoughtful design. Whether or not similar projects appear elsewhere, the Wushan Goddess Escalator has already secured its place in engineering history. It stands as a symbol of human creativity, demonstrating how bold ideas and advanced technology can transform seemingly impossible landscapes into opportunities. What was once a difficult mountain climb has become a comfortable and unforgettable journey. And for millions of people who see videos of this extraordinary project online, it serves as a reminder that some of the world's most incredible innovations are not found in laboratories or factories, but in the places where human imagination meets the challenges of nature. The next time you step onto an ordinary escalator at a shopping mall or airport, remember that somewhere in the mountains of China, there is an escalator system nearly 3,000 feet long, carrying passengers up the equivalent of an 80-story building, while offering some of the most spectacular views on Earth. That is the incredible story of the Wushan Goddess Escalator, the world's longest outdoor escalator and one of the most fascinating transportation projects ever built.